Hi guys, good morning. Sorry about the connection issues getting started. I hope you're here joining me in this new link. For some reason, I could not get my live to get started previously on the other link, so I hope that you're here with me, and if not, you can tune in later. This is a 5-minute full body Pilates workout. We are going to be strengthening all the major muscle groups, our abs, arms, glutes, and thighs. I'm going to be using some hand weights here. I've got a set of 8-pound hand weights and I've got a set of 5-pound hand weights. So we're going to start off with a warm-up. We're going to move into a kneeling position. The vertebrae are stacked one on top of the other. The neck is nice and long. We're going to lift the shoulders up by the ears, inhale, and then exhale, roll them down and back. So we're inhaling to lift and we're exhaling to roll those shoulders down and back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Now we're going to open up through the shoulders. We're going to reach back on that right side, looking out over right shoulder. Reach back on that left side. Good. Alternating sides, reaching and stretching. Sitting up really nice and tall, keeping the hips facing forward as we reach and stretch back for 3 and 2 and final 1, reach and stretch. Amazing work. Lower your hands down to the mat. From here, we're going to take the shoulders nice and broad by pushing the mat away. We're going to drop the belly here and then bring the gaze up and then tuck the tailbone, bringing the gaze towards the belly, rounding through the spine. Good. Inhale, bring the gaze up. And exhale, round through the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. Good. Arching and rounding. Let's 3 and 2. Stretching and mobilizing the spine. And last 1. Amazing work. We're going to come down onto the left forearm, extend the right leg out long, lift and lower that right leg, just mobilizing the hip joint. Good. Stretching and lengthening through the leg. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's switch sides. Coming down onto the right forearm, stretching and lengthening through the spine, and lifting and lowering that left leg. Good. Lengthening through the toes, finding length through the spine, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. I'd like you to take the knees wide and push back into a child's pose, stretching through the spine, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. From here, keeping the knees wide, we're going to curl the toes and then shoot forward into plank, shoulders above the wrists. Then sink back, keeping toes curled into a child's pose. Shoot forward, powering up through the core, shoulders above the wrists, and then back. Good. Coming forward, lengthening through that spine, lifting through abdominal wall. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. We're going to hold in plank. You can take your legs so that they're about shoulder distance apart or hip distance apart and hold here in a high plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Nice flat line with the body. And 1. You can lower your knees and come into a child's pose. I'm just going to check my live feed and make sure that You are able to find me even though we're in a different length or in a different link. So just stretch back and hold. There we go. Okay. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now that we've warmed up the body a little bit, I'd like you to come up out of your child's pose, and we're going to start with our weight work. So I've got my weights in my fists. I'm taking a hold of my 5-pound hand weights. So my lighter weights, I've got my 8s over there. You can go heavier, you can go lighter. If at any point you're losing good form, I want you to lower those weights. So we're starting off from a kneeling position, although you can be standing if that's more comfortable for you. If you're standing, you've got your feet hip distance apart. Stacking the vertebrae up nice and tall, chin is parallel with the floor. Arms are in toward the side of the body. We've got strong, straight arms. We're going to lift the right arm to shoulder height. Lift the left arm to shoulder height. Lower right, lower left. And then we're going to lift both arms together. Good. Lowering down. Lift the right, lift the left, lower the right, lower the left, and then bring both arms up together, holding tension on those arms. Good. Lower with control. Good. Lift right, lift left, lift lower right, lower left, and then lift both weights together and hold. Good. Lowering them down at the same time. So we want to keep our neck really long here. We want to keep the spine nice and tall. Good. Good. We've got 1, 2, lower, lower, and lift weights together, lower weights together. Good. 1, 2, lower, lower, and bring those weights up. So make sure you're never swinging the weights up. You're lifting with strong, straight arms. You're lowering with control. Good. And you're keeping that spine tall the entire time. Last set. 1, 2, lower, lower. Let's bring both of those weights up together and hold for 4, 3, nice long neck, 2, and 1, lower down. Great work. Okay. From here, we're going to go into some bicep curls. We're going to do a similar movement pattern. We're going to lock the upper arms in toward the side of the body. Then we're going to lift the right arm, fist toward shoulder, lift the left arm, fist toward the shoulder, lift both arms together, and then lower them together. Good. 1, 2, lower, lower, and both together. Takes a little bit of coordination. Good. 1, 2, lower, lower. Lift those weights, contracting the biceps, and lower with control. Good. Again, keeping those shoulders down away from your ears, keeping the spine nice and long, keeping the tension on the biceps as we lock that upper arm in toward the side of the body. Good. Amazing work. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We lift together. 6, we lower both weights down at the same time. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feeling the work in those biceps. And lower it down. Nice tight core. That'll help with your stability here and help you not to arch your spine or round through your spine as you do this work. Amazing work. And both together, lower down. We've got 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift them up and lower them down. Last set. Bicep hard here. You're doing so well. And both weights come up and we lower them down with control. Amazing work. Okay, from here, I'm going to move to the top of my mat. I'm going to position the knees so that they're below the hips and the wrists or the weights are below the shoulders. Now we're going to start working this right side. If it's uncomfortable for you to be up on that left side on the weight, I'd just like you to get rid of the weight and just place your palm down on the floor. Gentle bend in that left supporting elbow. From here, we're going to pull the weight up on the right side while keeping the shoulder level with the left. We're going to extend the arm, working the tricep, bend, extend, and bend. Lower down, just hover the weight above the floor, and then repeat. Lift, extend, extend, tension on the triceps, and then lower. Good. Lift, roll that elbow up, nice and high. Extend that arm twice, and then lower. Good. Lift, extend, extend. You're doing so well. Good. Extend, working those triceps. Halfway there on this side. Lift, extend, extend. Good, and lower. Keeping those shoulders square with the mat. Try not to lift up too high on your right side. Good. Spine in neutral here. Core is tight, helping with trunk stability. And last 2 sets. Last one on this side. Lift. Give it all you've got. Full extensions. And then lower it down. So good. Okay, switching sides now. Planting that right hand down on the mat. If you're holding onto the weight, you've got that gentle bend in the right elbow. Now from here, pushing the mat away, we're broad across the shoulders, core is tight. We're lifting that left elbow up, extending it for 2, and lowering, just hovering. Good. Lift, extend, extend, and lower. Gaze stays down on the mat, stays in line with the spine. Good. Drive that elbow up. Extend, extend, and lower. Good. Nicely done. Now, every time you drive that elbow up, I want you to bring it nice and high. Fully extend the arms and then lower. 4 more. Triceps are working really hard here. Keep both shoulders level here and square with the mat. We've got 2 more sets. Really powering up that upper body. You've got this last set. And lower it down. Now we're going to take a hold of both of our weights. We're going to bring them overhead. Heads of the weights are touching. I can take a different view so you can see better. And I'm going to pull the weights down. Good. Lifting the weights overhead. Top ends of the dumbbells meet. And then we're pulling them down. Good. Push up and pull down. Push up and pull down. Great work. Pull those weights down, drawing the shoulder blades together, and then drive those fists up toward the ceiling. Good. Push up and pull down. Now you want to really focus on your spine here as well. You don't want to be arching. So you want to keep those vertebrae stacked, one on top of the other. Chin is parallel with the floor. Good. Core is engaged. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. And relax it down. Okay, finishing off our upper body work with some tricep push-ups. You can do this on the weight, like so, or you can just flatten your palms down to the mat, whatever works for you. We want to make sure that our elbows are in really close toward the side of the body here. We're lowering the chest down between the palms or the weights and then pushing the mat away, focusing on the backs of the arms doing the work. Lower and push up. Good. Lower and push up. 7 more. Again, try not to arch the spine here. Working those triceps, working that upper body strength. Good, let's go. 5, pushing up. 4, nice tight core. 3, you're doing so well. 2, keep those elbows in close. And last 1, push up. Take your knees nice and wide and stretch back. Really well-deserved stretch in that back, in those shoulders, melting into your stretch for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Okay. Now I'm going to move into my upper body work, and I'm going to use just one of the dumbbells to start. Now I'm going to put this dumbbell, this is my 8-pound dumbbell, behind my right knee, and I'm just going to use it for extra resistance. You need to use the dumbbell. If you find it uncomfortable to hold a dumbbell there, maybe you want to use an ankle weight for some resistance or even a booty band. But if you've got a weight and you're comfortable putting it behind your leg, it really does give a lot of extra resistance. I'm lowering down onto my left forearm here. I'm lengthening through my spine, and I'm just gonna flex the foot. It's gonna help to keep the dumbbell, squeezing the dumbbell with my calf and thigh. Then I'm gonna lift and lower. Now as I lift up, I'm gonna hold, squeezing at the top of the lift. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Good. Lift. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Good. Lift, squeezing the glute. I want you to really connect with those right glutes as you lift that heel up toward the ceiling. Holding for 3 seconds and then lowering. Lift. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. Make it a really purposeful hold. So squeeze that bum as you lift up. Good. 1, 2, 3, lower down. Tighten the core as you do so as well. Keep your neck nice and long, shoulders down away from the ear. And then lift. 1, 2, 3, and lower. Last one, we're going to come up and lift. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Slow pulses here. Good. Amazing. Keep lengthening through the neck, belly to spine. We're doing 20 pulses here. Really focusing on those glutes, doing the work to lift that knee. Good. We've got 10, 9, keep pushing heel up toward the ceiling. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, stick with it. 2, and 1. Whew, that was challenging with that heavy weight. Okay, nice work. Now sticking on this right side, we're going to come down onto the left side body and focus on the gluteus medius now. So I'm placing my weight on my thigh. Again, that is optional. You don't have to use any weight at all for this. It's still going to be challenging. Weight is on the thigh, toes are pointed, hips are stacked, knees are stacked, ankles are stacked. We're going to go into some clamshells here. Good, so opening and closing those knees, keeping the heels pressing together, keeping the inside of the feet glued as you lift and lower that top leg without letting that top hip roll back. So you're keeping those legs parallel as you lift and lower. Let's go. 3, and 2, and 1. Nice work. Now we're going to lift the top leg, again keeping it parallel with the lower leg. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Lift up that leg, squeeze the side booty, and then lower down. Good. Nice work. Tightening the core here as well. Working the abs at the same time. Let's go. 4, 3, squeeze the bum, work the thighs, and last 1. Now you can either do clams that we were just doing with legs down, or you can step up the level of challenge and lift the lower parts of the leg. We're going for 10 in this elevated position. Good. Amazing work. Keep those lower legs elevated if you've got them up. I know it's tough. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Okay, time to switch sides. So we're going to come over The other side, I'm placing that weight behind my left knee, squeezing it in place with thighs and calf muscles. I'm lowering down onto the right forearm, lengthening through the neck, flexing the foot, and then I'm going to lift that weight up or that knee up and squeeze. Good. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and lower. Good. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and lower. So make it count. Really squeeze that booty for that entire 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, lower down. Good. Keep those shoulders relaxed, down away from your ears. Let's go 5. 1, 2, 3. And 4. Squeeze the bum and lift and hold. Good. Last 3 sets. 1, 2, 3. Lift, 2, 3. And last 1, 2, and 3. Hold it there. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Whew, these are tough. They burn. I can even feel it in the supporting leg. Good. Really focus on those left glutes, though, doing the work. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, belly to spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, those were super challenging. Well done for making it through. Okay, coming down on to your side body. We are propping ourselves up on that right forearm. I'm gluing the inside of my feet together, stacking those hips, knees, and ankles, placing the weight on the thigh, and lifting and lowering that top leg. Good. Into this version of clamshells with the weight. Good. We really want to focus on the outer thighs, the glutes, the hips. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Good. Now we're lifting and lowering that top leg. Lift and lower. Lift it up, lower it down. Good work. Let's go 5, 4, keeping those legs parallel. 3, squeezing the bum at the top of every lift. 2, and final 1. And then going into those elevated clamshells with the lower legs lifted. Remember, if that's just too much, keep those lower legs down on the mat and just go back into the clamshells we started with, really focusing on form and muscle engagement. Good work. Feels so much harder on this side. Don't know why. Good. Probably getting tired. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Great job. Okay, from here, we're going to come down into a bridge position. So I'm going to take both of my heavy weights with me. Again, weights are optional, or maybe you just want to use one weight across your hips. That's up to you, depending on the level of challenge you want. We're going to place our weight or weights on our hips. Ensure that the legs are hip distance apart. We're going to tuck the tailbone so that the lower back is flattened onto the mat, and then lift. Lower and lift. Lower. And now we're going to add a hold. 1, 2, 3, lower down. Good. Lift, squeeze the back body. 2, 3, and lower. Good. Lift, 2, 3, and lower. Now, if you want to challenge yourself further, you can come up onto your toes. So you can come up onto the balls of your feet. That's going to really challenge your calf muscles as well. So if you're using lighter weight, or you're just ready for more intensity, that's an option for you. Good. So keep that tailbone tucked. We don't want to be hurting the spine as we come up. We want to be really focusing on the back body, engaging the core as we lift those hips and hold for 3 seconds before lowering down. 1, 2, 3, lower down. We've got 3 more sets. Good. Last 2. And final 1. Come up on that hold. Make sure your tailbone is tucked. We're going to lower, lift, lower, lift. We've got 20 here. Good. Little pulses, slow and controlled. Core is tight, tailbone is tucked. Good. Let's go 10. 9. Drive up through those heels. Keep those legs parallel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and squeeze and relax it down. Nice work. Roll yourself up. And from here, I'm going to take a hold of my lighter weights. So I've got my 5-pound hand weights, which I'm going to use for our ab sequence. So coming down onto the back, bringing those weights with us. I'm going to hold the weights lengthwise. You can also just hold on to one weight if you've got a heavier weight here. Legs are hip distance apart. The weights are over the shoulders. I'm going to inhale here, and as I exhale, I'm going to reach up, stretching those arms forward toward the knees, and then lower down. Reach up, belly to spine, and lower. So a little crunch here and hold. Good. Pressing low back into the mat, engaging the abdominal wall. Nice work. Reach with those arms, lift those shoulders up off the mat as you pull your belly button in toward your spine and lift through your pelvic floor. Good. Let's go 5 and 4. Lift and hold for 3 and 2. Lift it up. And final 1. Nice work. Okay, now from here, we're going to bring the right knee in as we curl up. Now I want you to really focus on bringing your right elbow toward your right forehead, toward your right forehead, and then drive up again. Good. Extend and drive up, bringing your forehead and your knee close together. Good. We've got 5. Good. 6, peel up. 7, working that core as you press lower back into the mat. And last 1. Amazing work. Okay, now we're switching sides. So bringing that left knee in, we're driving it in and extending it out long. Driving it in and extending. Good. 8. 7, lift those shoulders. For 6 and 5. Last 4, abs in for 3 and 2. And final 1. Now from here you can either hold your weights and start bending, alternating knees in toward the chest. If your neck needs a little bit of a rest, just lower those weights and support your head in your hands. Good. Breathing as we lengthen out through stretched legs. Tension stays on the floor. As we draw navel in. Good. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both knees in and stretch out the lower back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really nice work with those. Okay, from here I'm just going to use one of my dumbbells. I'm going to wiggle back a little bit so I've got some space to roll up. So I'm going to take the weight overhead. I'm going to extend the legs a little bit so they're not straight, but they're a little bit less bent. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to curl and crunch up into a seated position. We're going to cross over to the left, cross over to the right, over to the left, working into the obliques, over to the right, back to center, and roll down. Good. Peel up, lift, cross over, cross over, cross over, cross over, keeping those hips level as you do so, and lower down. Good. Lift up. Amazing work. Cross. 2, 3, 4. Tuck your tailbone, draw your lower abs in as you lower down. Good. Peel up. Working into those obliques. You're doing so well. Keep those knees from swaying from side to side. Try to keep them parallel and stable. Good. As you work and isolate this work in your waistline. 2, 3, and 4. To center and roll down. Good. 2 more sets. 1, 2, abs in, 3 and 4, and lower down. Last set, lift. I'm going to drop my weight off for this and just really focus on the obliques as I move from side to side for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep that lower body stationary, shoulders down away from your ears. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Roll up, stretch and lengthen through the spine, holding onto the backs of your thighs for 3 and 2 and 1. Good work. Final ab exercise here before we move into our cool down and stretch. I'm using one weight. I'm holding on to either end. You've either got your legs in tabletop like so if you're going into your ab crunches, or legs extended. So I'm going to do the legs extended version. Weight is over the shoulders. I'm going to take a deep inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to lift up and start pulsing up toward the ceiling with that weight. Working those upper abs, holding it here. Good. Lift those shoulder blades up off the mat. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, lift a bit higher. 7, belly to spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs down, lower the weight down. Roll over onto your stomach. Taking your hands on either side of your shoulders, and let's start stretching it out. Peel up onto your palms or your forearms, whatever feels more comfortable, and stretch out that abdominal wall. Breathing deeply here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relaxing those shoulders. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. The hard part is over. So we're going to really enjoy this stretching, this well-deserved stretching as we come into puppy pose. We're keeping the hips elevated. We're stretching back. Breathing deeply. I'd like you to walk your right hand over to the right side. Your left hand can cover the right hand, and just feel a stretch through the side body. Good. Come back to center. Stretch and lengthen through the spine. And then walk your left over to the left and cover it with your right hand, feeling a stretch all the way through the side. Nicely done. Bring the hands back to center. Come up into an all-fours position. Bring your legs back to parallel. Curl your toes, pike up into a downward dog. Flattening out the upper back here. Bringing the gaze to the shins. Lifting that tailbone high. Bending the knees as much as you need to get that lift. Drawing your heels down toward the mat and then gently pedaling out those heels, stretching through the backs of the legs as you do so. letting your head be. Good. Breathing and stretching for 3 and 2 and 1. Come to plank. Fold your right leg under your body, coming up into pigeon pose. Stretching and lengthening that back leg out behind you so that it is nice and straight. Sitting up tall or folding over the lower body, whatever position you'd like to be in here, as we stretch into the glutes and hips. Breathing deeply for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to plank, and then folding left leg under the body. Straightening that right leg out back behind you. Feeling this in the hips, feeling it in the glutes. Keeping those shoulders relaxed as you stretch. Good. Breathing and lengthening for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Come back to center, cross your legs or kneel or stand. Take your right arm across your chest and just stretch out the shoulder. Thank you so much for working out with me today, guys. I know it was a little bit tricky at the beginning with my live link not working, but I'm glad you found me and that you're here with me. Working out together. You've done so well. Switch arms. Stretching and lengthening through the spine as we stretch the shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your shoulders up and roll them down and back for 3. Taking away tension. 2, and last 1. Open through the chest. Melt those shoulders down and back. Great posture. Good stretch. Amazing workout. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for sticking with it today. I know it was tough. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for the lovely comments as well.